we'd like to remind you that we are limited in our duties as commissioners, and so we'll see what is said here today. There is a limit of 2 minutes per person, although we will accept written comments given to our clerk of the board. So with that, I'd like to invite anyone who has something to say to the podium. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Candice Keller, 3430 Central Avenue, Middletown. I'm here to speak to you about our God-given freedoms in America. When you were elected to office, you took an oath before God to defend the Ohio and U.S. constitutions. These documents are the supreme law of the land and of this state, and they provide that only legislative bodies make law. Therefore, executive orders, governor, or health department mandates are not law. A face mask is legally designated as a medical device by the FDA, Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, Section 201H, Definition 2. Therefore, in every state, including Ohio, face masks are regulated as a medical device, and according to ORC, Ohio Revised Code 4731.41 and 4731.34. Even just recommending that someone wear a regulated medical device constitutes the unlicensed practice of medicine and is punishable as a 5th-degree felony. Moreover, forcing a customer to wear a mask to enter a business is a violation of the federal civil rights law, Title II, which requires that as a place of public accommodation, your business must provide free and equal access to all services and facilities without discrimination. Ohio Revised Code 4112.02 further prohibits you from preventing entry to the full enjoyment of the business establishment as no law has been broken. The current health mandates are not only not law, but they actually violate the true law. My question to you is, what are your plans to obey the law, the real law, not pretended legislation? What are your plans to keep your oath of office and protect and restore the citizens' God-given freedoms to allow them to choose whether or not to reopen their businesses, their churches, and schools without unlawful restrictions from state and federal mandates or executive orders? And I yield the remainder of my time to you. Please be specific.
Well, for the items which you just read, and you're pointing out that the governor does not have jurisdiction to make these on the same way, we don't have the jurisdiction to counter those. There like have been these rules, whatever, are suggestions. We have not, pursued in any way to have our sheriff act on anyone not having a mask, and so it has been, as I see it, pretty much a voluntary for citizens that want to do it and those that don't. But for myself to, or with commissioners, make a decree, I don't think that that's appropriate.
A public health emergency in Ohio must be declared by the legislature by a 2/3 majority in both houses. That never has taken place. Therefore, the authority to declare a public health emergency lies in the legislature. When the governor broke both state and federal law by canceling the primary and then moving forward with edicts regarding face masks, he is also again violating law, since he has no authority to do what he did, because the legislature never transferred that authority to him. Therefore, he has no authority to direct the state health director to do what she did. So the counties do have jurisdiction in this matter. This is happening in counties all over the nation. Newton County, Missouri just did this. So local government can control what goes on in the county regarding illegal edicts that come out of the governor's office.
I got to reach. Candice, first of all, thank you for your service and what you've done, and I appreciate your, bringing this issue to us. But since you were the highest state representative, they have they have the ability to enact laws and amend laws and all that kind of stuff. And, that's far better than me. But I can tell you that as far as the commissioners go, we have no legislative authority. None. Zero. Now, if it doesn't say it, now that's not my opinion. That's the opinion that I have in front of me from the Butler County prosecutor. Now, we respond to the Butler County prosecutor. He's over all of us, as you well know.
Well, he's not over all of us. I mean, the way that the public views this is you're like the three presidents of our county. Everybody knows the commissioners direct what goes on in this county.
Yeah. So
we have the authority in this county to run this county, and the sheriff is the most powerful person in this county and in the state of Ohio and in this nation. And he has, said that he will not charge anyone on mask mandates. But we're not asking you to make a law. We're asking you to ignore illegal orders coming out of the governor's office. Now, since you brought up the prosecutor, I must read to you a letter that I got from a constituent. This is a form letter that went out from the Butler County General Health Department, Jenny Baylor. This was sent to a constituent who had tested positive. She's a nurse practitioner. She was called 7 times in 2 days. So this is contact tracing, completely violation of right to privacy. The letter says you're directed by the ORC, which states that no person isolated or quarantined by the Board of Health shall leave the premises to which he has been restricted. On down in the letter, and I can give you a copy of this, the health director evokes the prosecuting attorney and says, the persons employed shall be sworn as quarantine guards and shall have police powers. This is an incredible alluding to house arrest for a person who has a condition that is private. It, on down in the letter, mentions property guards at the person's home. Absolutely outrageous. So my question for you is, I don't know the process. Did the commissioner, do you hire the county health director?
No, we have no control over them. She has her own board. They mandate the services directly with a state health department. The only requirement we have is to provide them space for office space, but we don't have any control over them. And so that's kind of where that goes back to where I was referring to before. You think the commissioners control that? We don't have any control of that.
Who hired Jenny Baylor? Who
I
did
just
hire
want
her?
to put a point of information here. This is the period of public
Sir?
so you're welcome to make your public comment. This is not a forum for a discussion, so go ahead and say whatever comments anybody wants to say, but it's not for you to ask for answers or to question us at this time. So.
I understand.
Thank you.
My closing comment is you are openly declaring now that you're willfully violating the oath that you take to obey the will of the citizens of Butler County. And so now our task is to find and elect people of integrity who will obey the true law and uphold it.